guys, time for another daily grind with me, John from the Kilobits. I need this. Yeah, time for a cup of coffee and a chat and to go over all the news from today. And hopefully this is working, so I'm actually streaming to both YouTube and Twitch today. So if you're on either, do let me know in the chat. I have got both up. So hopefully this works and my computer doesn't blow up trying to stream too much. Anyway, let's get into this. Where's my first story? There we go. First up, Green Man Gaming. Now, one of the viewers asked me to go over this again today. Well, they mentioned it yesterday and I didn't manage to squeeze it into yesterday's show. If you want to check that out, obviously you can do on the channel. Yes, Green Man Gaming. Obviously, there's been lots of controversy over the whole, where do they get their keys? Just a bit of backstory. Obviously, back in May or whatever it was when Witcher 3 came out, and there was a whole thing where CD Projekt Red go, well, how can you sell our game because we didn't give you any keys? Yeah, so there was a lot of controversy over that, and now we've had it again with Black Ops, we've had it with Battlefront, and Ubisoft also said they didn't send them any keys for Syndicate. So they're saying, well, how's this happening? It's been one of those things where Green Man Gaming has been dealing with keys on the grey market, and this basically came to a head a couple of days ago when it turned out that the Reddit subreddit r/game deals booted them off. So yesterday they finally said, okay, transparency, this is where we get our games, and they basically come up with a new way of displaying where they get their game key. I can't even talk, need more coffee. Where they get their game keys from, and this is their statement. You spoke, we listened. We know you want great games at great prices. In response to your feedback, rolling out from today on Green Man Gaming Store, you'll be able to see our pages now have two pieces of information: when you can expect the delivery of your key and the source of that key. Now, when they say the source of that key, it's a bit, well, not great. Basically, on the main game information, you'll see a little box just underneath all the kind of tweets and things like that, and it says, well, from this obviously the source is Bethesda Softworks, with Just Cause 3. Obviously you'd think that the source is, as it is, Square Enix. Now, for games where they've said, hang on a second, the publishers have said, we didn't give you any, they're showing as source authorized distributor. Now that is a kind of a bullshit answer, to be honest. What is an authorized distributor? They aren't being as transparent as they say, and there's still a lot of people. I mean, that statement they put on Facebook saying, oh, this is us being transparent, this is where we get our sources of our keys. The amount of people that were going, hang on a second, authorized distributor isn't an actual answer to what we were asking. So yeah, Green Man Gaming have obviously done all this because November is the biggest sales month really for games and that, and they're trying to circumvent or get over all this kind of bad press they've been getting, but it's not doing a great job. They are obviously, well, people can see through the bullshit. I'm just going, oh, we've got these keys from an authorized distributor. Yeah, it's not good enough obviously for some people, and I suppose it's a good thing they have actually listened, but it just feels like a PR stunt to me. That is all it feels like. But yes, so as Green Man Gaming, my opinion on it, yeah, it feels like a PR stunt. It's they have basically seen all the bad press. I don't think they're going to get let back onto the subreddit anytime soon, and probably with a good cause. As I said before, as I said yesterday and probably the day before as well, Green Man Gaming are a good site. I've used them in the past and I got a good deal. I haven't used them recently, and apparently it's got worse over the last kind of 6 months or so. Reading people's comments on that Facebook post, they've said, I used to use Green Man Gaming a lot, it was really reliable, but as of stuff like Battlefront and Batman and things like that, it's kind of gone downhill. So yeah. Buyer beware, as always. If you're wanting to get a Steam key, if you're looking to get PC copies on Steam digital keys, you're probably best going to the source, going to Steam, or if you're wanting, going to Origin or Uplay or whatever. So at least you'll probably be spending more money, but at least you'll know it's a genuine source. It's that whole thing. If you want to get something cheap, sometimes if it looks too good to be true, sometimes it is. So yeah, it is just a buyer beware type deal. Anyway, moving on. Deus Ex. Yes, apparently Deus Ex Mankind Divided has been pushed back. Originally it was slated to come out February 23rd next year. It has now been pushed back 6 months to August 23rd. Now, their reasoning is, I mean, the studio head at Eidos Montreal, David Enforcy, I think that's how it's pronounced, has said, "We are confident and proud of the game so far. However, as we are now playing through the game in full, we can see that it will still require more time in post-production for timing, tuning, iterations and refinements," if I can get my words out. So yes, if you don't know, Deus Ex Mankind Divided is the follow-up to Deus Ex Human Revolution, and it kind of continues the story with Jensen, and it was announced, was it E3 or Gamescom? They showed more. Watching on both darker. See, Twitch seems to be about 2 minutes ahead. Just some info. Oh, okay, thank you for the info. So it is working on both YouTube and Twitch, but it seems like Twitch is working slightly better. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind. Anyways, where was it? Yes, Deus Ex. It seems obviously there was a lot of controversy over when they announced the pre-orders for Deus Ex, the whole augment your version of Deus Ex, and they were offering at that point, you know, if it was the whole kind of Kickstarter campaign style perks, if you got it to the top tier, that everybody that pre-ordered would get access, was it a week early? So after that all collapsed, did Eidos and Square basically go back to the drawing board and go, oh right, we're gonna have to come up with some new bullshit? I don't know. It is disappointing it's been pushed back, but it'll probably be better in the long run. It will actually be a bit more polished. Hopefully we don't get another Batman type deal of, you know, everything's broken. Timing wise, it seems a little odd to release in August, because August is always one of those dead months for releases, so it's good for us. There's a kind of a AAA at that point. Or is this, you know, they'll say August and then they'll push it back a couple more months to, you know, September, October time, when they can get those kind of big releases. But then I suppose it'll be kind of competing with the PS4 release of Tomb Raider, which is supposedly, you know, holiday 2016. So we'll have to see. Deus Ex, disappointing it's been pushed back, but it's nice to see they are caring enough to not push out a dodgy version. Anyway, what's our next story? Ah yes, Rocket League. We all love Rocket League. Yes, Rocket League has shown off its trailer for its new DLC and new map. Chaos Run DLC basically has a load of let me bring up the actual story. Chaos Run, there we go. If my web page wants to open, I've got so many tabs in that open at the moment, it's ridiculous. Anyway, it's got a new map, Wasteland, which apparently is a lot bigger. Obviously it's kind of got that Mad Max Fallout feel to it. It is a wasteland, but it's bigger. It's got banked slopes, and it utilizes boosts slightly differently. And for some reason this web page isn't opening, so I can't tell you what all the DLC is. As you can see, it's got new trails, new paint jobs, the new vehicles. So yeah, 2 new battle cars, Ripper and Gorg, 12 new decals, 2 new paint types, 2 new wheels, 2 new rocket trails, 3 new toppers, new antennas, 5 new trophies. And this all comes in at $3.99. But the actual arena, the new map Wasteland, is actually free. So you can actually play this new map completely free if you already have Rocket League, which is good. Anyway, so yes, it's nice to see, you know, even what, it's like 6-7 months on now. It was early part of the year that Rocket League came out, but it's still generating lots of interest. It's still Psyonix is still supporting it with new content. Obviously, we're still waiting for the ice hockey. We had the modifiers. What was it? A couple of weeks ago now, but now we've got more DLC. They're supposed to be bringing out the ice hockey version as well. Anyway, yeah, all good stuff. I do like Rocket League, and I have to admit it is on my shortlist for games of the year so far this year. Anyway, right, what's next? Oh yeah, Google Play. This was an interesting story I picked up on. Apparently, Google Play Store may start warning users that some games have adverts in them. Basically, an email was found by the website Droid Life suggesting that listings on the Play Store could introduce mandatory warnings to customers that in games and apps have in-app adverts. So this is just for kind of, I suppose it happened a little with iTunes was changed some of their kind of listings and that to say that, you know, stuff wasn't free to play, there was an element of cost and all that kind of thing. So this is along those similar lines. It's that bit more transparency, but apparently this is taking effect early part of next year. Devs have been given until January the 11th 2016 to inform Google if their games and apps actually have advertisements in them, at which time obviously then this will start being updated on the Google Play Store. So yes, for the kind of the consumer rights and type thing, it is good to have this kind of transparency. It'll probably just be a little label next to the stuff on the actual apps page, but a bit more clarification obviously will be a good thing for customers, and hopefully it improves the quality of for everyone. Yes, I've still got people watching. Yay! If you are watching either on YouTube or Twitch, do let me know how the stream's coming along. We're like 13 minutes into it now, so if it's crashed, do let me know. Anyway, right, where are we next? Oh yeah, big story of the day. Well, I thought it was an interesting story. It's another movie story. I like my films. Get ready for Tetris the film. Yeah, I mentioned this a few months ago when I was doing some research for a vlog about all the video game properties that basically been, you know, had their rights brought for film adaptation. And Tetris was one of the slightly weirder ones. Going to think, how the hell are they going to do a Tetris film? Is it going to be like, you know, the god-awful Battleships film? Noob improves. There will be notifying users whenever an app has adverts. I got the email today regarding one of my apps. Oh right, so it is, yes, it is all going ahead. Thanks for Noob approves to letting us know it is actually genuine. It's not just something I read on a website. People are getting emails about that. Anyway, cool. Tetris, yes, Tetris the movie. So I thought, yeah, is this going to be like a weird Battleships type thing? But no, it's actually going a different route. According to the reports, Brett Ratner is on board. Brett Ratner, if you don't know, guy behind the Rush Hour films and things like that. Apparently, he's doing it almost like David Fincher's The Social Network. It's going to be a biopic about the early days of Tetris, and specifically the developer of it. I'm going to butcher the name. I can never get this name right. Alexei Pajitnov. Obviously, it's going to be talking about the early days and the creation of Tetris. So if it is going down that kind of social network, very gritty, almost dark look at the creation of Tetris, that could be quite cool. I do like biopics, and it does look like, well, it's got a good name involved, and they're saying producing. The same Brett Ratner is producing, so whether he's going to be directing as well, or he is just acting as a producer or exec producer or something like that. But to do something on like one of the most iconic games there has ever been. It's one of those, in the Guinness World Record, one of the games that's been on the most platforms ever, because it's literally been on every single console you can ever think of. But yes, so there is going to be a Tetris film, but it's going to be slightly different to, Tomb Raider, like I reported yesterday, or Warcraft, or anything else like that. It's not going to be a 90-minute film about blocks dropping down. Anyway, I do like films, and so it was nice to see. This might be one of those films where I've said, the curse of video game movies. I can never see it happening. This, obviously, there's a chance it will actually work because it is a biopic. Any more news? Oh, right. I remember when there was a spoof trailer for Tetris the movie a decade ago. There was one for Minesweeper too. Anyway, right, okay. What else have I got? Go through my list. Yes. Pokemon. A listing showed up on Amazon's US site showing Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow, obviously all announced last week in the Nintendo Direct, will be coming to Virtual Console. But on the Amazon US site, they were listing them for $9.99, which is like twice as much as usual Virtual Console titles. So is this indicating a price hike for Virtual Console for these games specifically, or is this a bit of price gouging? We don't know, but it's unusual to see, well, I suppose it's not unusual to see, but it's a bit disturbing to see that there's profiteering on people's childhoods, because obviously the Pokemon games, the original Pokemon games, are beloved, and that is probably one of the reasons Nintendo is re-releasing on Virtual Console, because they know they'll make money on them. But if they are kind of hiking the prices, yeah, it's not good, especially for, given the option, people will go, well, I can spend $10 to get it, or I can emulate it. Kids don't emulate, but, difference between $10 or free. Yeah, I wonder. Anyway, Pokemon news, Nintendo news. That's the extent of the Nintendo news, because last time I did anything Nintendo, the video got dinged. So yes, moving swiftly on. What's up next? Yes, this was one of those and finally amusing type stories. A pissed off gamer in Left 4 Dead is basically so annoyed with Valve's support of the game, has turned to modding Left 4 Dead and turning all the propane tanks into Valve servers, just so you can go along and blow up the servers. This is just one of those. I found it funny. A user is that pissed off they're actually. I thought that was a fun story. It doesn't really go anywhere, allowing you to destroy the servers. I just thought that was a fun one. And it goes to show, Valve, this huge company, they make a big thing of their own games, obviously Dota and CSGO and things like that. But the slightly older ones, stuff like Left 4 Dead 2, they don't seem to want to support it as much. Is this indication they're kind of dialing back on the server coverage because we're going to get Left 4 Dead 3? We don't know. Obviously there was a leak a while ago, people went round Valve's offices and saw Source 2 and it was mentioning Left 4 Dead 3 in that, but who knows. Noob improves. Oh hey, Minesweeper movie trailer is still up. It's made by College Humor. Well, that would make sense if it's College Humor's done it, yes. What else? Oh yeah. This may have changed since I read it this morning, but apparently Ark Survival Evolved is scheduled for imminent release on Xbox One's game preview program, which is a bit like their version of early access. No, that was the wrong one. Come on. There we go. Right, tab. So yes, so basically Ark is making its way to Xbox One, which everyone knew was going to be happening, but they didn't know exactly when. The kind of final version is still expected for summer next year, and that's both on Xbox One and PS4. Ark is still incredibly popular. It's always within kind of the top 10 of concurrent users on Steam, so there is still a lot of love for it. It has dwindled since it first launched, but that's inevitable with any. But the survival of the fittest add-on, well, not add-on, but the survival of the fittest version and all that has given new life to it and has continued the development and pushing that forward. Obviously we had what was it, a Halloween update with killer dodos and things like that, so there is continued support there. It's not one of these games the developers have just shoved out and there's no support for it. What else? Oh yeah, I'll find the last one on my list. Yes, this came out last night. Don't Starve Shipwrecked. Wilson. Yes, Don't Starve Shipwrecked has been given a release date, or at least an early access beta release date. It is coming to Steam on December the 1st. So if you haven't played Don't Starve before, it is a survival crafting type game, but it's from Clay Entertainment, which are always known for their kind of visual style. Unlike Shank and Incognita or whatever it is, this almost goes down the well, people joked it was like Minecraft meets Tim Burton, because it is this kind of all hand-drawn style artwork, and it gets quite dark, because you deals with the devil and things like that, and trying to survive, and giant pigmen trying to kill you and things like that. But the Shipwreck one was kind of mentioned, I think 6-9 months ago, and people have been asking when's it coming and that, but we finally have a date. It is coming December 1st, and it may encourage me to actually go back to it. I've not played Don't Starve for ages. I mean, I played it right at the very start. We did an interview with one of the devs at Clay, and he got me access to the very early pre-alpha, when it was still just a Google app on a Chrome app, and that it wasn't even actually a build launch or anything like that. It was just a Chrome app. So I played it right at the beginning, but I haven't played it for a while, so this may encourage me to go back. So yeah, if you want to see us Don't Starve, do let us know in the comments, chat, wherever you are. Obviously you can get in touch on Facebook and Twitter at the Kilobits. Other than that, that is pretty much it for me today. Dogs barking, apologies. Yeah, so that is all the news as I found today. If there is anything you've seen, do let me know in chat. I'm going to hang around for another couple of minutes. Yeah, how have you guys been? Obviously I'm going to have another sip of coffee because my throat's going dry. Yeah, so also do let me know how it's looked on both Twitch and YouTube. This is an experiment. I don't know whether, I'm pretty sure my internet can handle it, but it's whether my computer can. So do let me know if there's any weird artifacting or anything like that. Anyway, so yeah, what else is happening with the channel? Last night you may have seen Yaki killing dozens of wolves with a deadly little piggy. Iron Snout is kind of a almost homage to what's it, One Finger Death Punch. So yeah, if you want to check out the link. I will annotate that on the YouTube channel. If you're on Twitch and you want to see it, obviously youtube.com/the Kilobits. You can come along to the channel and check that out. Check out all the other videos we do. Yaki's my voice is really going. I need more coffee. Yeah, Yaki is playing Hearthstone this evening. He's done the latest Tavern Brawl, which is Blackheart's Treasure, something like that. So yeah, you can check that out this evening at 7 PM GMT. What else? I think Fran is actually trying out the newest hero in Heroes of the Storm, ready for tomorrow. Was it Cho'Gall, the 2-player cooperative type one? So that is definitely one to check out tomorrow. Obviously, if you want to see any of our videos, do head over to the channel, the Kilobits, there, just there. And you can hit subscribe, and if you like this video, obviously you can hit that like button, and it does help us out. If you want to share the video with your friends, any of our videos, that also helps us out, gets our name out there. And if you want to support us monetarily, because we do love what we're doing, but there are costs involved, you know, just general running costs, head across to Patreon, patreon.com/thekillerbits. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. I will see you all tomorrow, 3:30 as usual. And do let me know if this has worked on Twitch, and I'll try again doing a dual simulcast or whatever you want to call it. Alright, catch you later guys. Bye!